Hi, my name's Kirstine Hansen and I lead on the MSc in Social Research Methods here in the Department for Social Sciences at UCL. I'm going to spend the next 5 minutes or so talking about the MSc and covering some of the questions you might have when you're thinking about what MSc to study for. So firstly, this MSc has ESRC recognition as a 1+3 pathway to a PhD study. So what this means is that if you're thinking of studying for a PhD after the MSc, you can complete your PhD in 3 rather than 4 years, because the ESRC recognises that the research methods training you'll receive as part of this MSc is robust enough for you at PhD level. The second question you guys might have is, how does this MSc differ from the MSc in Social Policy and Research Methods within the same department? And the quick answer to that is that with the MSc in Research Methods, you cover many more research methods than you would in the research methods with social policy, but you don't cover the social policy aspect in any detail. So it really depends on what you are interested in. In the course of this degree, you'll learn about a range of cutting-edge methodologies covering qualitative methods, quantitative methods, survey design, and systematic review. Although we train you in methodology, you'll learn in a really applied way. The idea isn't to equip you with the ability to run a regression or carry out an ethnography or a systematic review. Rather, it's about giving you tools that you can use to address issues in the real world. Remember, this isn't a statistics degree, it's a social research methods degree in the social sciences. So as social scientists, we're interested in issues and problems in the real world, and we use our methodology to try and solve these problems. So you might be interested in explaining gaps in educational achievement, or addressing social mobility problems, or looking at inequalities in mental or physical health, or unemployment, or crime. These are the issues that we are interested in addressing and that we use our methodologies to help us address. This degree is very hands-on. It's not about learning or reading about others doing research. It's about you doing the research. So nearly all of our lectures are mirrored by practical sessions where you get to carry out research yourself with real data. It's a very flexible degree, and we acknowledge the fact that people are coming to us with different ranges of previous ability. This isn't a problem. We have pre-course reading materials and other documentation that we expect all students to have read and be up to date with before term starts. The degree is structured in a way that introduces students to a range of research methods that are compulsory in term 1. So students, depending on their background, take 4 or 5 compulsory modules in quantitative and qualitative methodologies, in systematic review, and also in survey design. And then in term 2, we offer a range of optional modules that students can pick. These are advanced modules that lead on from the term 1 modules, and here students can remain broad in their training, so they can pick advanced modules across different methodologies, or they can specialise in a particular methodology and learn about that in much more depth. In term 3, we don't have any formal training and students focus on their own dissertation. This dissertation is a chance for students to showcase what they've learnt throughout the rest of the year in their taught modules and apply their research methods learning to a substantive area of interest that really motivates them. Here is a list of the compulsory modules that we offer in term 1. The idea is to keep training broad, so students get a taste for different types of methodology before having to make decisions about whether they want to remain broad or whether they want to specialise in a particular methodology in term 2. The dissertation is compulsory, but it's not in term 1. And students often worry about this, but let me reassure you that we offer training right from the start of term to give students ideas about what this involves and about what they might examine in their dissertation and how they might do that. So by the time it comes to their dissertation, it's not a problem. Dissertation topics can be on absolutely anything that's of interest in the real world. So we have, in the past, we've had dissertations on crime, on voting, on health, on unemployment, on the economy, on education, on social mobility. It really just depends on what interests you. And here is the range of our current optional modules in term 2. The idea here is that students can remain broad following on from term 1, or they can specialise in qualitative techniques or quantitative techniques or systematic review. UCL and this degree promote something called the connected curriculum. And what this means is that there's connections across what we teach and the real world. So linking what we're studying to issues in the real world. There's also a connection between doing research ourselves and learning about other people doing it. We're connected across the social science disciplines within this degree. We cover lots of disciplines within the social sciences. We cover lots of different methodologies. We link substantive research with method and theory. We also make sure our modules are connected across the year. So term 1 is our introductory modules, term 2 our advanced modules, and they build on and lead very naturally from the term 1 modules. In terms of our teaching and our assignments, they all reflect our learning goals, not only within individual modules, but of the degree as a whole. We offer assessment and feedback activities that are designed to encourage students to take the skills they've learnt within a module, apply them to other modules, apply them to their dissertation, and very importantly, take them onto the labour market once they've graduated from the degree. So there's a connection there too. An important consideration when thinking about what MSc to study for is what career pathways are going to be open to you on graduation. Our MSc focuses very much on providing students with transferable skills that they can use in the labour market. We know that social research methods are in short supply in the labour market, which does increase job prospects for our students compared to other students. And we also know that they're very well rewarded in the labour market, so we might expect people with an MSc in social research methods to have higher earnings upon graduation. In the past, we've had students taking different routes after their degree. Some have gone on to further PhD study, others have gone on to research-related positions, others have worked in government. We've had students work as NGOs or in finance and in journalism. As part of the degree, we do offer training sessions that will help with students' careers. So we have had external people giving tutorials to our students about PhD study and about how to apply for PhD study. We've had talks from people that have gone on to work in government, and also talks about people in research related positions. The idea is to give students information about possible careers, but also help them think about how best to market themselves for those degrees. You know, what people are looking for, what employers might be looking for in those types of positions. And in this way, we hope to that our students have a sort of leg up or a better start in finding a job upon completion of their degree. So here's a list of things that you can expect from us if you choose to study for an MSc in social research methods here at UCL. So obviously, due to COVID-19, the situation is somewhat uncertain about how lectures and seminars are going to be delivered, but what we can tell you is that in term 1 all materials will be online, and in term 2 if it suits you and you want to carry on online, there's no need for you to come to London, and you can finish your degree in the comfort of your own home. All the materials will be online. If you want to come to London, then that's totally fine too, and we hope that sometime in term 2 we will be in a situation to provide some face-to-face interaction. But as I said, we won't know until later this year. But even if it's a case where everything's online, we will provide you with weekly lectures in short format videos where you'll see lecturers presenting your materials and going over your lecture materials with you. We'll have seminars. Some of these will be live, so you can interact with your tutor and your fellow students. Other seminars will be in your own time, so you can contribute to class discussions in smaller groups within smaller seminars amongst your students when it suits you within the week, and your tutor will comment and get involved in those discussions with you. We also provide lots of other guided learning, so sometimes we'll have sort of wiki type information or YouTube videos or other readings that supplement what you've learnt. You will receive plenty of feedback, so every module has an element of formative feedback where as part of your learning, we write in types of ways for both the tutor and the student to assess how well they're doing with the materials on that module up to this point. The activities vary. Sometimes they're sort of online quizzes, other times it involves, it might involve writing a short piece or being involved in a presentation or discussion or giving your peers feedback. But it's a really important part of your learning and helps both you and the tutor see where your strengths and weaknesses are, and gives you plenty of time before your final assessment to catch up on anything that you think you don't understand as well as you'd want to. In addition to your taught modules and the support you get there, you will also be allocated a supervisor who supports you for your dissertation. So this will happen if you're a full-time student. This happens in term 2, and your supervisor will support and lead you through the process of your dissertation, and that person will be They're across the summer right until your submission date, which is in early or end of August, early September. You will also, when you arrive, either virtually or in person, you will be allocated a personal tutor, and this is the person who is responsible for your pastoral support. So any concerns you have or questions or worries that are not academically related, it's your personal tutor that you go to. We also run a wide number of departmental seminars, again like the lectures in term 1, that's likely to be online, but this gives students a chance to see the research that's getting carried out within the department, and also by guest lecturers from other universities who are coming to give talks to staff and students in our department. Throughout the term, we will try to organise a series of talks based on careers that you might be interested in. So in the past, we've had talks about applying for PhDs, about applying for jobs in the civil service, and so you can expect plenty of these. We do have a section within the degree pages that has lots of information about careers, and any job opportunities that arise across the year you're here, we'll always advertise. The same is true for research opportunities, because we either internally as a department or as a university, sometimes opportunities arise for research assistants or elsewhere, and we're notified and asked to share that information with our students. So lots of students want to gain experience, and there are lots of opportunities to do so. We also will run some social events. It's a good chance for you to get to meet your tutors and your other students. Even if this is done virtually for at least the first term, we will do that. So don't think just because of the COVID-19 situation that you won't get to meet your tutors or your other students. We'll strive to make sure that that's not the case.